UFC 298 has finally been concluded, and I just want to say that I predicted every single fight correct. If you go back and watch my 298 predictions, I got every single one right, like I said I would. This card was really predictable from the start, I'm going to just say. Like, the fights were really good, but it was just very predictable. The only one I was up in the air with was the main event, which I'm going to get into at the end. But before I do talk about the main card, I do want to bring light to one prelim that I watched that was absolutely crazy. Danny fucking Barlow. I was not familiar with your game. I knew who Josh Quinlan was before this fight, so that's who I thought was going to win. I didn't really know much about the Barlow guy, but wow, was I fucking wrong. This man was throwing straight heaters at Josh Quinlan the entire fight. Quinlan's face at the end looked so fucked up. I felt so bad. He could barely see out of his eyes. Sorry about the poor video quality. I had trouble finding this clip, but my goodness, this man was a savage and he deserves his flowers. Now, I've been really excited to talk about this fight. Morab absolutely embarrassed Henry Cejudo 4 or 5 rounds straight. Morab just boosted his stock to the fucking ceiling. This dude, guaranteed title shot next. He is 100% the next prospect to take a shot at Sugar Sean. The only thing I gotta say from this is Henry looked sharp in the first round, but it's time to hang it up, bro. Morab had a full sparring session with Aljamain Sterling before the fight. That's what people are saying right now. They went 5 rounds before the fight, throwing at full power is what I've heard. And then he goes out there and just plays with Henry Cejudo for 5 rounds. He wasn't being serious whatsoever. He carried him across the ring, slammed him in front of Mark Zuckerberg, and starts beating his ass. I've never seen that before. It really hurts to see Cejudo take a loss like that, knowing he was double champion at one point, and I grew up watching Henry Cejudo, so, you know, it kind of hurts a little bit, even though he's a little shit talker, but it does kind of hurt to see him go from double champ status to just food. I don't know where I see his future going in the bantamweight division. Honestly, it might be time to retire. You achieved double champ, bro. You're good. Enjoy retirement. Alright, now, I was super excited for this fight at first. I think Ian Gary heavily underestimated Jeff Neal. The dude is a great striker. You just can't do that. There's so many times where Jeff Neal had him backed against the cage taking shots. And I just didn't agree with Ian Gary the way he talked about the fight at the end, like he absolutely whooped Jeff Neal, which just wasn't the case at all. But what else can we really do? Ian Gary did win. He said what he was going to do, and that was getting his hand raised and getting the dub in front of that huge crowd, and that's what he did. So big ups to Ian Gary. Now on to Paulo Costa versus Rob Whitaker. This fight was actually really good. I've seen a lot of things from Paulo Costa that I've not seen before. He hit him with a spinning fucking head kick, and I thought he was about to knock Robert Whitaker out, but he didn't. Robert Whitaker ended up making it to the bell, and then the round after that, it was just head punches, head punches, head punches. This was an absolute banger, though. I just want to say, Paulo Costa, though, you're not going to do anything in a 5-round fight. You were fucking gassed like you were every other fight at the end of round 3. This dude needs to work on his cardio if he ever thinks about fighting for a title, which honestly is out of the picture at this point. But at the end of the day, we got to see Rob Whitaker get his hand raised again. It was a great day for Rob Whitaker fans coming off that loss to Adesanya. He's back in the win column, baby. Whoa! Now on to the main event. We saw Volkanovski get knocked out twice in a row. First to Makhachev, now we get to see him lose to Topor. Wow. I don't know what to say. Toporia's striking was just like I said it was going to be. I mean, Ilya looked great, man. But now we got to talk about Volk. Where does his career go? I think fighting for titles, Volk, it's done. You're like 35. I think maybe go for the BMF. I think that would be cool to see him hold the BMF title for a little bit. You know, keep him motivated at something. But I think we can all agree his chin is not the same. He took a right hook, oh my God, from fucking Jesus, and it sent him to the ground instantly. His body went lifeless. His chin's not the same, Volk. You need to stop fighting these fucking up-and-coming prospects that are at 100% when you're not. Volk looked pretty sharp in that round one. He was getting some good leg kicks. When they got into clinches, he was throwing some very nice shots. But if we're talking about the full length of a fight, Topuria was gonna win. He was just way faster. He had way more stamina. His punches were hitting harder, and his chin is like steel, man. I see him having a very bright future in the UFC, maybe possibly 7+ title defenses at the featherweight division. I think his next fight, possibly Max Holloway, but I don't see Max Holloway beating Justin Gaethje, and I feel like if he loses to Gaethje, Dana doesn't want to put him in that situation again after putting him up against Volk 3 times and him losing every single one. I just feel like Volk was chasing that double champ status way too hard, and he ended up forgetting that he's at the top of a division with a very hot prospect. It hurts to see Volk get knocked out that many times, just seeing what he did to that division over the past fucking 5 years, just murdering everyone. But let's bring some light to this. Ilya finished his movie. The El Matador finished his movie. I don't know if it's going to be real, but, you know, we got something to look forward to. And trust me, y'all, I did not forget about the UFC 300 main event that was just announced, and I'm going to get into that next. Dana announced Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill for the UFC 300 main event, and I just want to say I'm happy that it's Pereira, but Jamal Hill, really? That's the best we could have got for Alex Pereira? I wanted to see a super fight, man. So this means Dana versus Oil for the main event is still a high possibility. But yeah, that's it. Let me know in the comments. Fuck you guys.